All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I think we are okay now. Sorry about it. Yes, Prashan, shall we proceed with the questions and related to
Yes.
digital transformation? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, Anjana, let me start the discussion. Sorry, we got a bit, distracted with all the technological issues.
Yes.
Yeah, let us define digital transformation just to begin with. I just asked a question from the audience, and we are getting some answers also. We have got one answer from Ruini. Because we hear this word digitization, some people call digitalization, some people call it
Yes.
digital transformation. Uh, Sometimes it's very confusing also. What are these terms, and what does exactly, these things mean, right? Is a bit of a concern also. So how would you define digital transformation alongside with some examples, right, of these applications of it?
Yeah.
That'll be helpful, Anjana, to start with.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's thanks, Prashant. Let's first start with understanding what is digital transformation in simple terms. No, that would be better. No,
Yes.
Prashant, what do you say? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so digital transformation, basically it means integration of digital technology into all areas of a business as well as life. So now there are many digital technologies in the world which is available in Sri Lanka as well, because digital technology is global, I would say. So applying it to our areas of business and areas of life is all about digital transformation. Basically, fundamentally, if we say it simply, how you can operate and deliver the values to a business, it could be your customers, and how you can use the digital technologies in your support, let's say in your sales, in your marketing. I'm sure Prashan is very familiar since you are more into marketing, how well we use digital technology in our marketing when it comes to social media and many other platforms, and our other stakeholders as well, not just customers. We can't just make happy the customers only. It has to be other stakeholders as well. In a business as well as in day-to-day life also, right? In day-to-day life also, we have our own stakeholders and customers also. Our family members are also, I'm not telling it's exactly customers, but people we deal with for the day-to-day, during the day-to-day life. So it's applying digital transformation in all these areas in simple terms. Then let's see some of the examples of digital transformation when it comes to business first. Platforms, which is very popular days, because with the COVID, we all previously, before COVID especially, these online orders, online, transactions were not that popular, but it has become vastly popular with the attack of COVID. So e-commerce platforms, then Salesforce automation, SFAs. I'm sure the audience here who are dealing with businesses like trading, especially trading business, Salesforce automation plays a major role. That is with the mobile app, you go and take the orders, right? So it's very popular because rather than we waiting for the customers to come and visit our showrooms and our stores, we go to the customer and meet them with a mobile app or a simple laptop or a palm top, taking the orders. Then enterprise resource planning systems, ERP softwares. Because nowadays, you can see there's a tendency of the businesses going to more ERP systems. Actually, I have seen even starter companies starting with even 2 or 3 users with the ERP systems, because they understand without proper system, without proper digital platforms, they can't perform their companies in the best shape. Like that CRM, that is customer relationship management, how we are dealing with the customers with the use of digital transformation. So that is called CRM softwares. Then production planning tools, this plays another major role, because nowadays we all are thinking about cost cutting. So to do the cost cutting and to see how we can optimize the profits of a company, gross profits of a company, we have to see how best we can plan. So previously we used to plan with, manual books, writing in cards, things like that, but it's not the case anymore, right? We have production planning tools available in the market where we can use those to do the planning part. Then employee self-service, ESS. These are some of the examples. That is, employees doesn't need to go into the office and put your thumb on a machine. It's not the case anymore. Or punch a card to mark your in and out attendance. Instead, we can simply use our mobile phone, and with the software, we can easily do that. I'm sure you have those some of these experience, Prashan. Am I correct? I'm sure the audience also must be having this experience. Is it?
Exactly. Now, the question, I think we have, we'll give 2 winners with this. I asked the question, Anjana, till you sort of the connection, the difference between the digitization and the digitalization. I think the one example that you brought out was the finger scanning, right? You say that you had the basic of, I think, this whole digital transformation is a journey itself. From conversion of this analog data into digital data. As you said, if you have a finger scanning machine, say good old days, iragahala, navem passi iragahala, you write your, sign your attendance and go. That's a manual entry, and you automate it. You get the analog data into a digital form through finger scan. That's digitization, right?
Yeah.
And if you use that and automate a process, that becomes a digitalization. You get your attendance, you get for your performance evaluation and all that. I saw some of the schools also, because this 80% attendance thing during A levels, they had used this a bit of digitization and also digitalization. So you convert the analog data into digital and then using that for your whole attendance and the examination processes as well. So I think we have a couple of answers explaining what digitization is. A lot of people, okay. Udayanga, the second part I can't see, is an application of manual data and processes into digital form. Digitalization is transformation which covers end-to-end process application. I think since the other two have only mentioned about digitization, let's give first a portrait to Udayanga right at the beginning as well. Congratulations, Udayanga, for giving us the answer. So our team will get in touch with you. Just drop us your email and all that. We'll send you the gift voucher, right? Anjana, you mentioned about the importance of digital transformation for business. For sure, you said it's about cost cutting. It's about improving our productivity. It's about, improving our efficiencies and all that. Let's talk about for individuals, right? Businesses, I think you touched upon in your introduction itself.
Yes.
As a person, now I'm a marketer. There could be finance. You're typically from finance, let's say, or project IT. Let's forget IT for that matter, because when you say technology and digitalization, IT anyway comes in. But for a HR person or for anyone who's entering the corporate, for that matter, why should you be, conversant about digital transformation? Is it necessary? Can't you survive without it? What's the importance of digital transformation for an individual?
All right. Actually, first of all, the answer for your question is you have to have digital transformation. Without that, you can't survive. You can see now, even nowadays, in the normal day-to-day life, how many digital transformation techniques we are using, like the smart TV, smartphone, then online education with Zoom and Teams, which we never thought, right? අපි ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ we never thought that we will do online education, right? But nowadays we are using Zoom platforms and Teams platforms and even smart houses, smart watches, where we can't get away with those, right? Whether we like it or not, we can't get away from our smartphone, right? It has become an essential. Those days, television was a luxury item. Refrigerator was a luxury item. Even I think washing machine was a luxury item, but that is not the case.
They are luxury again, huh? Nowadays they are luxury again.
Nowadays, yes. Nowadays,
Yes,
even Colsambol is luxury, right? But I think we can't get away from digital transformation, Prashan. That's what I feel. So answer is no. You have to have, to go with that. So it is a necessity. So let me just go through a few of the questions you thrown. One is, as a professional, can we avoid the digital transformation at work? This is one of the burning questions we are having. Then answer is, as a professional, you can't avoid digital platforms because you are working if you are working in, especially in the private sector, even in, I think, government sector. There are many digital transformation platforms used in the company, whether we like it or not, like ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems, HR systems, then Salesforce automation, as I mentioned previously, CRM, customer relationship management, like that. So you can't get away from that. Then when it comes to businesses, can we run the businesses without digital transformation? Again, the answer is no, because you can see there are many tools used by the businesses because they now they have understood the importance of digital transformation to improve the business into the betterment of the future. Then what are the benefits we get out of the digital transformation? That is another question. When it comes to DT. So we have to understand what are the benefits we will get out of this digital transformation tools. Then do we get a cutting edge with the digital transformation for our business? Because nowadays business owners, for them to spend on digital transformation, we have to give reasoning, not just reasoning, fair reasoning, why I should spend money from my net profit, right? So yes, digital transformation gives a cutting edge for the businesses as well. Then how do we analyze the DT platforms and which are required for us? Just because there are digital transformation related tools in the market, that doesn't mean everyone is required for you. So we have to understand what are the most necessary ones for us, most essential ones for our business actually. Like that, we have to understand that as well. Then can we improve the returns of the business with the investments? So we have to see that as well, ROI, that is return on investment, because we might improve, we might spend on digital transformation platforms. So we have to see whether we can get a return for our business. Simply, I would say digital transformation is a necessity in business. If you want to be successful in your business or in your career, both, not just a business, in your professional career also, you have to be better, at least 1% better than your other person. It might be your competitor when it comes to your business. It might be your colleagues when it comes to the professional life, at least 1%. It's not a big ask, right? 1% is not a big percentage, but at least if you can be better than 1% of your competitor, you can obviously get a cutting edge for your business. So digital transformation platforms will provide you that 1% of the cutting edge. That's the idea. Then in 2022, mainly digital transformation has become, it's not a choice actually anymore, it's a necessity. Out of the 8 organizations out of 10, they actually fast track digital transformation programs, because previously they were planning to go with digital transformation like ERP systems, it might be CRMs, it might be Salesforce automations, like within about 5 years plan or 10 years. But now they have understood, especially with this COVID attack, how like they were behind their competitors when in the business world without the digital transformation platforms. So it definitely is a necessity. for the businesses in nowadays. Then other thing is with the digital transformation, employees are released from their other paperwork. It might be your manual work, it might be documentation, it might be reporting. Where DT platforms are taken care of those areas. So instead, you can focus on your profession or your job. Like engineer, for example, sometimes certain engineers who perform their duties in the ground level, what they do is they sometimes prepare reports for the management, daily operational report, but instead they can focus more on their engineering work rather than, thinking about the other reporting structures. I think I answered your question, Prashan.
Yeah. Anjana, now, as you said, in a lot of the organizations, there are various digital activities. Let's put it that
Correct.
way. Again, let me ask this in a finger is also the body monahari automation nekakari. Right? අපි නැත්නම් සමාජයට manual ගිය process එකක් අරගෙන අපි data entry වලට පොඩි barcode scan කරන එකක් හරි මොන හරි කරලා අපි කියනවා එක we digitally transformed our operation කියලා අපි ලොකු tag එකක් ගහගන්න. We just claim we do very smaller improvement. Right? So for us to call that we are digitally mature, is there a digital maturity kind of a hierarchy? Let's just talk about the basics of this digital transformation. Let's start from there, right? Now, why I ask you this question, because I read somewhere Dominos is calling themselves as a technological company now who happens to sell pizza, right? So, yeah, not in Sri Lanka, I guess, because they are running through more like a franchise kind of operation, but in certain countries like Australia, they say the amount of activity that they have done to develop their, digital infrastructure and their route to market, they believe they're more of a technological company now rather than a pizza selling company. So they happen to sell pizza while they have dominated on technology, and they have, as you said, more than 1%. They have done a lot on digital front. Right. So let's just talk about what are these basics in digital transformation, and is there a maturity or is there a hierarchy or is there a ladder that we can climb up? Right. So let's start with the basics and then let's see how an organization can go to different maturity levels. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. Basics නැතුව මුකුත් කරන්න බෑනේ ප්‍රශාන්ත නේද? අපි basics follow කරන්න ඕනි කියලා මම හිතන්නේ. Or individually or maybe for organization or for the country also, we have to follow the basics. Yes. So any area we need to know the basics first. Mainly there are three main areas when it comes to digital transformation. First one is business process transformation. ඒකට කියන්නේ business process transformation තමයි පළවෙනි එක. So that talks about improvements in the business in different areas of the business actually. For example, I'm giving some examples. Procurement process simply. So procurement process, we commence with the purchase request and how try to achieve the controls, because if it is a written purchase request document, you don't have a control, right, manually, because no one can approve it. If you do it in a digital platform, it's very clear to everyone who has approved it. If it is rejected,
sorry, Anjana, you are breaking up.
Things like that. Then improve efficiency in order delivery. Am I audible now?
Yeah, I think that was a sudden signal drop. Yeah.
Am I okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So I was talking about order deliveries with digital focus, because nowadays customers are very, very demanding. So if we don't get our order on time, we tend to complain. So using digital platforms, we can, plan these things. Then likewise, tickets, that is support calls, use of digital technologies like CRMs. then improve quotation to order success rates, percentage with digital pipeline management, like that. So that is the first one. Then next one is business model transformation. I think you also mentioned one, so I'll also mention another example, Netflix. To watch the movies is in a different way, right? All these days we used to watch movies using, we bring DVDs, and we might go to a theater. Instead, what Netflix did was they brought the theater to our mobile, actually, to our palm top, to our laptop, right? So by paying a subscription, we can simply watch a movie. Even the latest release, example, Netflix. I think most of us are members. So they changed the way we watch movies. That's another business model transformation. So next thing is not just these two, but we require a cultural transformation also. Again, අපේ ඔළුව හදන්න ඕනේ company එකේ culture එකේ change එකක් ඕනේ to adopt these digital transformation options to the company, even individuals also, like chatbots, then working from home. It's a very good example of digital using DT platforms. Then Salesforce automation. These are some very popular examples of digital transformation when it comes to the basics of digital transformation.
Right. So you mentioned about the business process transformation, business model, and the cultural, right? As the main three basics.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Yes.
With that, folks, we have about 20 odd in the audience. If you have any questions, anything that you want to, ask from Anjana, since she has involved as from a capacity of a vendor for a lot of multinationals also in locally and globally. So she's been handling, geographical operations. Sometimes when I call her, she's in different parts of the world. So she has this, international exposure as well. So if you have any queries that maybe you are in the middle of doing some digital transformation or some digital activity in your organization, right? Or maybe you are in a project team. So if you have any concerns, please, you can unmute and ask, or you can, type it on the chat. Any language is okay. Any language is okay. So please do that as well. Right, Anjana, now you mentioned about some international, ones like Netflix. But can we just bring about some global? I think global you mentioned, but any client case studies, if it is okay, right? A local as well as international, if you can bring some of the transformations that you all have done. If you can bring about a bit of a local case study and even international is okay, Anjana, just to enlighten our audience.
Yeah, okay, Prashan. Let me start with some of the global, models, the business models in practice. Dominos, you already mentioned about pizza. We love to eat pizza, so we are eating pizza in a manner with Dominos, I would say. But even in Sri Lanka nowadays, e-commerce platforms also they do this. This is called machine learning. Actually, the machine learn us. Actually, ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ digital platform එක අපේ mind එක කියවනවා වගේ වැඩක් මේ කරන්නේ. So they understand what is the shoe we are ordering, what is the size fit to us, when මොනවාද මම කැමති අනිත් දේවල් ඒ වගේ, like that. This is machine learning. So they learn our previous orders in the Dominos and they give the tracking order option also. So we can see order එක ready වුණාද, then dispatch කරාද, then dried එනවද, like that. We can do that. Then customer support portal is also the complaints. We can, very famous examples, because Nike those days they were known for very expensive brand, right? Then they were losing their market share also. So they were slow moving. So they understood it and they wanted to change their strategy. So you can see the bottom side, Prashan, the photograph. When you see the photograph, how do you feel? Mama එතන ඉන්නවනේ. මම වගේ කෙනෙක් මෙතන ඉන්නවා. මට නිකන් හරියන fit වෙන කෙනෙක් මෙතන ඉන්නවා වගේ, that feeling we get, right? That's what they did. What they did was they showed that they are serving everyone with the use of digital platforms. So e-commerce, mainly e-commerce. So then we can put in online orders, and for that also there's a best fit for us, for me, for you, or someone from this audience. For everyone, there's a Nike product which is the best fit for us. Then another very famous example is Uber. They started with taxi ordering the way we never thought this business model, right? See how they have used the digital platforms to order taxis. Even if I want, if I have a vehicle, I can be the Uber employee even from tomorrow, right? Then they extended their version into Uber Eats also, right? Now you name whatever the delivery, they do the deliveries as well, right? Even the, I think, pharmaceutical products also, they do delivery. So taxi ordering and Uber Eats, this is another new digital model with DT. Then Amazon was previously known for, server providers, but that is not the case anymore. Now they provide anything you want with the e-commerce platform. You can order not just books, not just shoes, anything, whatever you wish through their e-commerce platform, not just in their country, all over the world, you can place the orders. These are some of the global examples. Global විතරක් කතා කරලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ නේ ප්‍රශාන්තනේ. අපි local ඒවා ටික පුත් බලමුනේ. So I'll start with the most famous one these days. Our fuel crisis. National fuel pass. QR code එක එකත් එක්ක automate කරා, because there was a need. Why? There was a necessity for fuel, but we had a shortage of supply with the other constraints in the country. ඒ ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක ඒක understand කරලා national fuel pass එක කියන එක අපි මං හිතන්නේ අපි හිතුවේම නැති දෙයක්. So they introduced the QR code. Even the one who don't have the computer literacy, you start using this, right? Fuel stations වල QR code එක කියන්නේ මොකක්දවත් කියලා දන්නේ නැති අය ඒක scan කරලා fuel pump කරන්න එතන ඉන්න හැමෝම පුරුදුනා. This is one of those DT example. Then the e-commerce platforms introduced obviously with the COVID, all the leading supermarkets like Kills, Cargill's, then Spa, and the other supermarkets also straight away started using the e-commerce platform. But initially they had hiccups. I'm not telling they were perfect, but if you go to these websites now, see how they have given us the customer experience. Customer experience එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? අපි මේ website එක log වුණාම they make our life easy. If you go into Keels, others are also the same. They remember our previous orders. We can save our cart. We can give them to remember our cards, card numbers. So they make our life very easy, right? And on the posted. So we don't, supermarket and do the shopping. Things like that. I think I gave enough examples, Prashan. Am I?
Yeah, definitely. I have a question as well. It just come to me as an individual one. We'll just keep it, but for the because it's about measurement of success of digital transformation things. We'll take it towards them. Thanks for the question, though. One thing is, now I have worked in different sorts of companies. When I say different sort, we have I worked at a multinational. Digital transformation is pretty straightforward. You get from your mother company and you are pretty much to launch it or deploy it here. Then when you work in a larger private owned organization, again you would go through this whole mill of strategizing, allocating capex for this and looking at it in different ways. But the context is totally different when you work for a family owned organization. This is the most interesting type of organization that I see. I generally say the decisions that you take in a family owned organization, the decisions that you take in the boardroom changes in the bedroom, right? Because the decisions are such that you have a lot of family members coming in. You plan out something and the next day it changes. Now, in a company like that, or in any company, what should we be very thorough of? What should we be, mastering in order to transform or start some digital activity? Let's talk about the practical things, right? Then somehow, Anjana, our management, top management could be baby boomers. අපි පාර්ලිමේන්ට් එක ඉඳගෙන දැන් අපි ඇත්තම කතා කරොත් එහෙම අපේ දැන් ඉන්න මිනිස්සු නැතුව කලින් මිනිස්සු හිටියනම් QR code එක සමහරලාවට නැති වෙන්නත් කාංචනට කලින් ඒක නැති වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒක පිළිබඳ sometimes the organizations are also such that. That's one. Then you talked about the culture as well, cultural implications, but then about the know-how, about the business process. What are the areas that someone should be thorough of if you are to digitally transform your organization, not to start any sort of digital activity in your organization?
Okay, thanks, Prashan. Let me shed some lights to that area. Okay, there are multiple areas where we need to focus on. One thing is strategy and leadership. It is very important. This is, I think most of the companies, they spend on digital transformation. For example, let's say ERP systems, they invest millions of money in this, but they don't have the strategy and the leadership to execute that project. So it is very important, the strategy and the leadership, especially the leadership of the senior management go in the same path. Because it's like this, if you invest in an ERP and if senior management is not involved during that period of the implementation, not that they should go into very tiny details, but they should show the interest to their staff. Otherwise, this digital transformation journey will fail. So it is a must. Then the cultural changes required. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි පරණ විදිහටම කම්පැනි එක කරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා පරණ අපි ගියේ මේ විදිහට කියලා ඒකම නම් අපි ප්‍රොමෝට් කරන්නේ digital transformation will never be successful. Always we have to build that culture. Then working from home culture එකකට නම් mix එකකට නම් යන්නේ, we have to give that culture to the team. Working from home නම් කොහොමද teams use කරන්නේ, ඒකේදී කොහොමද we have to behave, how we have to behave, things like that. There has to be a cultural change in the company, and the communication is very important. ඔය දෙක mainly තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊට අමතරව like products and partners, like who are what is the product you are going to use. Then not just that, who is the partner you are going to be with. Very important. ඒ කියන්නේ not just the product and the partner as well. If it is the product, let's say there are many products in the market when it comes to DT platforms, but we have to select what is the most suitable one for us. It might be one thing, it might be based on our requirement. Another one is the price as well, because there are many expensive products also in the market. But just because the features are there, that doesn't mean we have to invest on those. There may be a second level product with less features, but we feel that would be more than enough for us. In that we have to take that call. ඒ කියන්නේ හරියටම අපිට afford කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නත් ඕනි, සහ it should fulfill our requirements as well. So products and partners. Other part is the partner. Not just because you invest on a digital transformation platform, it won't be successful unless you are partnered with the correct party. So it is very important, the partner who can deliver the outcome of this product. Next one is the data. Data plays another major role actually. Data readiness, on time, and accuracy of the data. Meaning, let me take one simple example. If it is a Salesforce automation platform you are going to look for, salesman palm top එකක් අරගෙන customer ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා customer ගේ order එක ගන්න නම් යන්නේ, customer ගේ information වැරදි නම් ඒක තියෙන simple example එකක්. අපිට මේ order එක හරියට ගන්න බෑ නේද? customer ගේ අපිට එතනට ගිහලා බලන්න ඕනේ customer ගේ outstanding එක දැනට කීයද, කොච්චර credit දීලා තියෙනවද, මේ simple example එකක් මම PD checks තියෙනවද. ඉතින් ඔය ඔක්කොම බලලා අපි order එක ගන්නවා නම් මේ data එතන ඒ palm top එකේ හරියට නැත්තම් අපි අමාරුවේ වැටෙනවා customer ළඟට ගිහලා order එක ගන්න ගිහලා. simple example එකක්. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම ඒවා accurate වෙන්නත් ඕනේ. වැරදි data තිබිලා වැඩක් නැහැ. So data accuracy plays a major role, and data readiness on time plays a major role when it comes to digital transformation execution. So next one is the optimization of processes. Knowledge of the business processes plays a major role. It's like this. Now, we all are professionals and we might be working, let's say I'm working in the project management area, Prashan is working in the marketing side, and you are related to sales as well. Then someone in the audience might be a finance person, another person might be an administration person. Whoever you are, it is very important that you know the processes in the business, at least in a simple manner. It can procurement team make a kohumada process එකේගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරන process එක මොනවාද, what are the controls they have, what are the documents they are using, how many steps are there to complete one order, things like that. Then if it is a sales staff, at least we should have the idea of what sales staff is doing. If I'm a finance person, let's say, I'm providing services to all internal groups. So it is very important I know the pulse of the other teams, if I put it that manner, because sometimes our post might not be very popular. So if we know the pulse of the other processes and other departments, it is very easy for us to serve them. And also, if the company is going through a digital transformation journey with some products, if we don't know the areas of business, we might කියන්නේ අපිට ටිකක් අමාරුයි මේ අර කම්පැනි එකේ digital transformation journey එකත් එක්ක යන්න. ඒ හින්දා it is very important we have the knowledge about the business processes, key performance indicators of the company. Key performance indicators කියන්නේ මොනවාද? How to measure the success of certain areas of business. And the controls in the business. So it is very important that we understand the processes and how to optimize that. Understand කරන්න නැතුව අපිට optimize කරන්න බෑ processes. Next one is the implementation procedure. This plays another major role. Again, just because you have a product, just because you have a partner, doesn't mean that you will be successful unless you have a plan. You can understand very easily in the country also. If we don't have a plan, we'll fail, right? That's what has happened to us. That's the reason for the current state of the country. Same way, if we don't have a proper plan, if we don't follow the international standards, we will fail. So it is very important. The correct procedure is followed when it comes to digital transformation. Next one is the team structure. Again, it plays a role. That means who is the team? ඒක හරියට ඕනෙම දෙයක් success කරන්න, you should have the most productive team, not the best team. If you have a correct procedure, correct will make it through the till the end of the journey. So it is very important selecting the most suitable team. It might be the most suitable project manager. It might be the most suitable leaders, process leaders. Likewise, you have to have the best team to do the digital transformation journey. So the collection of all this plays a major role. Not just this, then the results what you are getting. It is important that you understand what is the results you ultimately get out of the digital transformation. I think there was a question also, no, Prashan? How to measure the success in the digital transformation. So it need to be measured. Again, digital transformation කරලා විතරක් මදි. අපි measure කරලා බලන්න ඕනේ ඒක success ද නැද්ද. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ එක area වල කොහොමද success උනේ. For example, production එක optimize වෙලාද? ඒක බලන්නේ කොහොමද? අපේ product වල GP එක increase වෙලාද? gross profit margin එක increase වෙලාද? අපේ cost එක අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙලාද? wastage එක අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙනවද? labor optimization එක හරිද? ඒ වගේ results oriented වෙන්න ඕනේ final digital transformation එකේ final results එක. එතකොට එක එක sections වලට ඒ වගේ results measure කරන KPIs සහ measurable ඒවා තියෙනවා. ඒවා parameters use කරලා we have to measure the results of the digital transformation outcomes. So that's how it works. I hope that is clear on that area, Prashan.
Yeah. I think Udang would have got the answer also. Now, you're right in terms of results. Sometimes though, I have got involved in Salesforce automation implementation in different organizations. I don't know why. But for some reason I've got involved in pharmaceuticals, lubricants, and now in the tire as well. one problem here is, see,
All right.
your capex is a big amount with the devices and the software. It's a big amount. It's sometimes the
All right.
same operation that you do as well. See, you have maybe your scheduled calls per day is about 40, and you say to the sales rep, and he'll be collecting the orders as well. Instead of going and making it in the bill book, order book, you will make it on the palm top or your tab. You will take the orders. One of the challenges that we get from our side, from the vendor side, but from our client side is, how do we really quantify the success also, Anjana, sometimes?
Yes.
ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් සමහරවිට direct measure කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් තියෙනවා, but sometimes certain process improvements, especially in terms of sales force automation, they expect a increase in the sale, but necessarily you don't get increase in the sales from Salesforce. You have. So anything in particular that you want the clients to look at? අපි මේක කරලා එකපාරට sales boost එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ වගේ වුණාම, if there are anything that with your practical experience, sometimes directly measurable impact එකක් එන්නේ නැති දේවල් තියෙනවා නම්, right? If there are anything that you තියෙනවා නම් මොන වගේ දේවල්ද අපි බලන්න ඕනේ? If you can't directly look at from a business results point of view.
Oh, yes. ඒක practically මම හිතන්නේ හොඳ point එක transformation when we apply digital transformation into an organization, මෙන්න මේ වගේ දේවල් වෙයි කියලා අපේ එක belief තියෙනවා. ඒක මම මෙහෙම කිව්වොත් myths about digital transformation කියලා එක දේවල්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හිතන දේවල් තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ මේක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් we don't talk about this area. ඒකින් අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. Sometimes we think we might lose our job with new systems. You would have seen මේ අලුත් systems දානකොට සමහර employees ලා ඉන්නවා, ඒ කියන්නේ හරිම අකමැති. ඒගොල්ලෝ උදව් කරන්නේත් නැහැ. Sometimes they try to make the project fail also, the digital transformation product. One of the reasons they believe they might lose their sales overnight increase වෙයි කියලා හිතනවා වගේ එකක් තමයි sales force automation එකක් දැම්මම. It won't happen. Then manual processes are easier than systems. This is another area. Even the business owners actually think like this. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට පුළුවන් පොතේ ලියලම කරන්න. අයි අපි මෙච්චර වියදම් කරන්නේ millions of money. එහෙම හිතන business owners ලා පවා ඉන්නවා. Even the professionals think manual එක ලේසි, Excel එක ලේසි, like that. Even I have come across someone, certain professionals come and tell මට කරපු විදිහටම ඕනේ මේක another importance in the organization. මෙච්චර කාලෙ මම තියාගෙන හිටපු තැනක් තියෙනවා, so I might lose that importance in the organization because I have been the central person with my books, my knowledge, ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ employee ගේ ඔළුවේ. එතකොට එයා හිතනවා එයාගේ importance එක නැති වෙයි කියලා, so they might not support. That is a myth, because you might increase your actually importance if you support the digital transformation, and you can use that digital platform to show your colors also, right? Since you already have the knowledge in the business area, I'm sure you can use the digital transformation tools in a more efficient manner to give your knowledge to your company owners. So it's a myth. Then it's a waste of money. That actually this is mainly from business owners. They think it's a waste of money. Why are we spending millions of money on these products? Instead we can do it by writing a book. So like that they think, but that is not the case, because if you want to be better than 1% better than your competitor, you need to invest on certain areas in digital transformation, because otherwise your competitors would have already invested on digital transformation, and they have taken steps forward to increase ultimately your productivity. It might be the know-how, fast deliveries, like that. You give the best customer experience, your competitors, but you are not. So then you will lose business. Then some employees think they are not tech friendly, also it will be difficult to you train them. So that is not the case, because I have experience in certain companies, you won't believe, Prashan, there were employees, they don't know even the caps lock key of the computer. Do you believe? But they, adapt to the ERPs. You won't believe. One of the leading companies in Sri Lanka, but they were very open, very positive. Even the employees, ultimately, they are doing this order processing, dispatching, planning, all that with the use of ERP. Then can't recover the investment. That is your ROI, return on investment. Some companies think if I spend about 10, 12 million, how sometimes you also mentioned, right? It's not all about money. It's not all about increasing your sales. Sometimes the information you get out of the digital transformation platforms are extensive. Because sometimes you don't know how many days you take to deliver one order till you put the system in place, because you think you are doing very well. When you get the P&L only, you see some products are making huge losses, whereas certain products you thought are making losses are actually making profits. Because sometimes you think most highest price products are the most GP earning products, no? But that is not the case, right? Because sometimes even the product selling with 5 rupees might give you 50% GP. But when you are at the same time, you are selling a product for 100,000, but it gives you a GP of only 2%. So that's why those information you can't have manually. Unless you use the digital transformation, you can't get this information. So it is very important you remove these, mithya mata about digital transformation, have an open mind. Then only you will become a future person for your organization also. If you're thinking about a career, climbing up your career ladder, you should show that you are an asset to the company. Then only you can climb your career ladder as well. So I hope I cleared these are very popular myths actually of digital transformation.
Right. With that, folks, we have come to the end. Unless otherwise you have any other questions to clarify, anything that you are having as a doubt, you can just ask Anjana and clear them out. As she mentioned, digital transformation is inevitable. It's required to change the organization. I think otherwise it will change you, because your competitors are definitely going to adopt it and get adopted with the digital waves that are coming. So you see a lot of transformation. The stories of Nokia to Motorola to Celltel in Sri Lanka. A lot of case studies that did not change with the technological wave in, right? With that, folks, don't leave, because we have the next question coming in to give a free portrait as well. Under basics of digital transformation, 3 levels of 3 tiers of transformation. Anjana mentioned about 3 areas. One was the business process transformation, right? What are the other 2? Please type in the chat, right? Please type in the chat. She mentioned 3. One is business process transformation. She mentioned 2 others as well. If you get both the 2 other areas, they're more than happy to give a voucher, courtesy of Chase Studios, to get a professional headshot done from them. You can, nicely have it in your CV. Business, okay, so no, see, not the same person, someone else. Getting the same. Reply it as for everyone, right? Reply it as everyone. Anyone? She mentioned about 3 areas. One being business process transformation. Mentioned the other 2. Right. I think it's a bit of a tough question, Anjana. Let me see from your content whether we can any.
Is it?
Yeah. So I think Udayanga has given the answer. Unfortunately, Udayanga is the winner of the previous portrait as well. But kudos to Udayanga. Kudos to Udayanga for giving the answer.
I think Chanudi, right? She's raising hand.
Yeah, Chanudi.
She can unmute herself, right, Prashan?
Yeah. Right. I think I just started. We'll give it to Praveen. Actually, the answer according to Anjana's slides was she mentioned business process transformation, business model transformation, and the cultural transformation. But for taking the effort, we'll give it to Praveenya. Praveenya is upcoming and a famous pianist and a music professional. So let's give it to her. Let's see how well she can, transform her musical education business also and do something good for the country as well.
Yes.
So congratulations, Praveenya. I have your details. So in case that you are wondering the answers or the areas that Anjana talked about, business process transformation, the model transformation, like in the case of Netflix, as well as the cultural transformation, right? So folks, if in case you are interested in learning about digital transformation, this is not a qualification that you would take it as a BSc or a master's for that matter. But if you're inquisitive of learning more on these things, do drop us a message on our hotline. That's not 774 418 418. That's our Pico course hotline. We are planning to have a course with a couple of industry experts like Anjana, just to enlighten you on the digital transformation. Anjana is also a SAP certified trainer and certified trainer. So with that, we will be offering SAP certified qualification as well. So a couple of things are now coming on the way if you are interested. But of course, there are digital transformation, a lot of courses are there as well. But if you want some basic level of knowledge, you can definitely reach out to us, right? And also, if you have any digital transformation requirements, Anjana's company, that's PBSS, I think his colleagues also have joined. I saw one with the PBSS name as well. So you can reach out to them as well. We got their services for a SAP ERP implementation, I think 5-6 years ago or so. A very reliable party, and they are working with multiple, big organizations around the country and the globe as well. So that's another service offered by them, right? So Anjana, finally, if you have any last message to tell the audience in terms of transforming digitally and getting ready, in this all uncertain, chaotic environment.
Yes.
How important is digital transformation you mentioned? But one last message for the audience before we wind up.
Yes, thanks, Prashan. Yes, what I want to say is, as I mentioned previously, digital transformation is not a luxury item anymore. It's essential in our day-to-day life for our personal life as well as our profession, our business life. So if you are a professional, you might be now working in Sri Lanka, but if you're hoping to work for a global organization, if you are planning to migrate, let's say, you need to know digital transformation. Otherwise, you will be behind about a few decades, right? So if you have any plans to, do a international job, if you are planning to do a international job from here, because now there's a trend for that as well. So please learn digital transformation. I think Prashant, you also can help with certain process knowledge transfers on digital transformation as coming up sessions. So if you are interested, please contact Costa. So I'm sure they have bundled certain areas related to process knowledge, and how, let's say for example, how to conduct an implementation, how to handle the implementation very effectively. Because if you are planning to invest on a system, if you are already there's an ongoing implementation or a project where you are a member, you are a part of that project team, then this is the time you can show your colors, right? You can show your management team that you have a lot of talents in executing a project. Then learn this digital transformation area, because this is a vast area which with a collection of many sub areas. So my invitation is learn, know this, and I'm sure it will definitely give you a cutting edge for your career, for your professional life as well as your business. If you remember, if you want to be at least 1% better than your competitor, this is one of the tools you can use. Thanks, Prashan.
Great. Thanks a lot, Anjana, for sparing your time and doing this for us. Thank you, audience, for joining. The recording would be uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. If you want to go through the slides again or whatever, you can refer to the recording by tonight. So with the expectation of meeting you all with another episode of this PC Chats, we'll signing off for today. We'll meet again in September. We have one session planned on 9/11 that's on creativity. So look forward for that session on the September 11th, right? And also we be doing one session with simple books in the month of September, as well as another session on another digital transformed area, which is fintech. Finance technology is a very upcoming field and a buzzword these days. So 3 webinars planned for September, one on creativity and about the success story of local YouTube channel Simple Books, and finally on fintechs. Look forward for those. Do follow us on our social media and through our website. Till we meet again, folks, have a wonderful week ahead, and stay safe and good night.
Good night.